Arabia is geographically the 5th largest state in Asia, and it is a strict and controversial country that follows Islamic law. Its culture, ethics, and values differ greatly from the Western Hemisphere, so I thought, you know what, this would be an interesting way to learn more about Saudi Arabia. So this right here is the top 10 surprising facts about Saudi Arabia. Starting off this list, at number 10, sidewalk skiing is very popular in Saudi Arabia. Here's a short clip. The goal of sidewalk skiing is to drive along a road on two skis while the passengers in the car ride on top. Some people even sit in the middle of the road while the car speeds over them. However, the most impressive version involves changing the tires on the two wheels that are suspended in the air while in motion. This is a ridiculously dangerous craze in Saudi Arabia, and I hope it gets banned because there's just so many daredevils who are literally willing to risk their lives for just a few seconds of fun. But those are thrill seekers, so I don't know. Kingdom Tower or Jeddah Tower. This is a skyscraper that is presently under construction and it's aiming to be completed by 2020. This tower will reach unprecedented heights, becoming the tallest building in the world, as well as the first structure to reach that 1 kilometer high mark. Hence the nickname Kilometer High Tower. This tower will include a hotel, observatory, office space, and some apartments. The tallest building in the Western Hemisphere is the One World Trade Center in New York. To put that in comparison, it's only going to be half the size of the Jeddah Tower. Is the birthplace of Islam, and it is home to the religion's holiest shrines Mecca and Medina. The Hajj is an annual Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, and it is a mandatory religious duty for Muslims that must be carried out at least once in their lifetime, and this is by all the adult Muslims who are financially and physically able to do it. The Hajj is the largest annual gathering of people in the world, and it is a demonstration of the solidarity of the Muslim people and their loyalty to Allah. Non-Muslims are not allowed to set a foot on these holy grounds. Banned in Saudi Arabia. The Commission for Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice have a firm stance against Valentine's Day. Every year, the Saudi implement legislation that forbids merchants from selling anything that is red in the week before February 14th. Any store that is found selling red roses, red clothing, or anything heart-shaped will be forced to destroy those products or be shut down. The Saudi Arabia police have arrested women for wearing red on that day. They claim that any Muslim who embraces Valentine's Day are immoral. Moving up this list, or down this list, depends on how you forbidden from roaming the cities alone. If you are a Saudi woman under the age of 45 years old, you need permission from your male guardian to travel on your own. Their father or husband must accompany them or give the woman signed permission that it is acceptable for her to travel solo. Evidently, women are not trusted to allow them to travel around freely or unsupervised, since apparently they're more prone to immoral acts. So this protects them, according to them. Women's rights in Saudi Arabia are extremely limited. Saudi Arabia ranked 134 out of 145 countries for gender equality. For all women, regardless of age, require a male guardian who will either deny or grant them permission to marry, divorce, travel, go to school, get a job, open a bank account, or even undergo elective surgery. Saudi Arabia is the only country in the world that prevents women from driving. Back in 2015, Saudi women constituted only 13% of the country's workforce, which is extremely low. Women were previously forbidden from voting or being elected into political office, but now King Abdullah, he let women vote in the 2015 local elections, as well as be appointed to the Consultative Assembly. In Saudi Arabia, the focus is on catching witches. I didn't know that there's witches there. Since it's illegal to practice any form of, sorcery or magic in Saudi Arabia, I'm pretty sure Harry Potter is probably banned there. Well, they have initiated a police unit that specializes in catching perpetrators that practice magic or sorcery. Sorcery is a capital offense and people have been beheaded for practicing magic. So it's no surprise that yes, Harry Potter is completely banned from this country. For sure a country I can't live in, because the world without Harry Potter is no world for me. Over 500 people have been prosecuted for practicing magic since 2009, and due to their loose legal code, it is essentially the judge's discretion to decide whether or not sorcery has been performed and if the guilty party deserves to be killed. No freedom of religion. apostasy. Non-Muslims are forbidden from publicly worshipping other gods or carry Bibles, crosses, or other religious paraphernalia that is not sanctioned under Islamic law. People who go against the actual risk facing the death penalty, especially if they want to convert from Islam to another religion. This is considered apostasy, and blasphemy against Islam is also punishable by death. The death penalty is very common in Saudi Arabia. Capital punishment is a legal penalty in Saudi Arabia, and it is based on the Islamic law. Saudi Arabia is one of the last 4 countries that still carry out public executions. People are executed for various reasons, including adultery, atheism, armed robbery, carjacking, drug smuggling, rape, murder, and that's just to name a few of the many. Most of these executions are carried out by beheading by a swordsman. However, they are considered an alternative method because there is a shortage of swordsmen in Saudi Arabia. So if you want this job and title, well, it's high in demand, and most likely you can become this person, which is just the most insane jobs out there. Finally, making its way into number 1 is getting away with murder. Dia in Islamic law is a system for criminals to compensate the victims' families financially so they can escape from any form of punishment. In Arabic, the term translates to blood money, and the rates vary based on the gender and religion of the victim. Muslim women victims have typically been compensated at half the rates as the Muslim male victims, while non-Muslims' compensation rates have varied between 1/16 to about 1/2 of a Muslim. This is a very controversial topic because back in 2013, a father molested and murdered his 5-year-old daughter, but he avoided jail time by paying the money to her mother. I mean, does that just sound corrupted and just morally wrong? Well, there you guys have it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Saudi Arabia is a very interesting place. It's very different from like the rest of the world, or I should say the Western Hemisphere where I'm from. A lot of you guys are probably from here too, if you're from like North America and such. But you know what? It's good to learn about all these places around the world, and I love learning about every single one of them and traveling to them as well. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I'll see you guys very soon.